Alright, Shalom. Call Allah Yahbashin Yosha. Shalom to the look. Now, I was speaking on something in a previous video, and I was actually going to go more into the topic, and it slipped my mind. When I happened to see this pop up online right here, and it says Sodom and Gomorrah finally found. Now, when you watch it, it got big misinformation in there. I'm going to go to some precepts. Let me see. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going to look at Genesis real quick. Okay, here we go. So, the real story, and then there's some other stuff too I wanted to outline in this lesson as well. The real story is actually angels. They split the atom. There wasn't no meteors or no meteorites. It's not no myth. It's actually happened. When you go back to some of my old videos, I ain't gonna search through it right now, but I had some videos and they actually showed them going over there and testing the sand. And you know what? If it don't slip my mind, I'm gonna try to search it up on here real quick. There's an actual video when they go test the sand over there and they light it on fire. And the flame gets so hot that shit turns purple. Ain't no coincidence why they're finding this right now, because basically this was going to happen to Babylon, to America. And the elites know, but they wouldn't try to go hide out underground and up in space and stuff. So let me let this play and I'll get some precepts. It says, an ancient city that was blown to bits by a meteor has been discovered in Jordan, which is false because it wasn't blown to bits by no meteor. They say, believe this is the place that inspired the story. See, Esau, you know, there they go once again. It was crazy because I seen this older cat earlier, and we was just talking about certain stuff, like how people lose faith in the scriptures and stuff, or they get confused because they be misled, and they don't really believe. When you go search all the movies and go read all the books where they have some artwork, or go to museums and stuff, everybody look like this. When it's clear as day, you're in the hottest region of the earth. Gotta have some melanin in your sun. I'm talking about your sun. So like, gotta have some melanin in your skin. Because if you don't, where you end up going at? Let's get a little imagery of that. The ones that ain't had no melanin, that's where they was at. Oh, good old Mount Seir. The old Mount Seir. I guess this was made up too. Let's see if we get another image to kind of a little bit closer. A little bit more highlighted. And it looked just like, you go click on the White House. Let's click on that real quick. Go to that. Those same people, man. Esau hasn't been done away with. They just changed names up. Anyway, let me go into this. Let's play that real quick. Alright, that's it for that video. It was just a little short one. And make sure you don't play nothing else on the end of it. Now, when you go into the book of Genesis, chapter, let's see what I want to start at. I'm just read on down in Genesis chapter 19. It says, and there came two angels to Sodom that evening. It says, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with the face toward the ground. Now, they ain't mentioned nothing about no meteors or no meteorites or none of that stuff in here. That's Esau adding no bullshit to it, because they know the angels do one or two things when they come up on the scene. I won't even say one or two things, but the main two things they do is either they deliver a message or they delivering some judgment. And this was heavy judgment at that time because of what was going on. Now, verse 2 says, and he said, behold, now my Lord is turning in, I pray you into your servant's house and tarry all night and wash your feet. You should rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. He pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him into his house, and he made them a feast, and they ate unleavened bread, and they did eat before they lay down. The men of the city, even the men of Sodom, could pass the house round about. He just told the dudes you gotta run around. Main places like San Francisco, Atlanta, Tampa, all these different little areas around the U.S. And them just ones, just to name a few. I ain't finna go down the whole list because it's a lot. It's probably stuff I don't even know about. Now it says, could pass the house around, both old and young. So that's how sick they were. It was old man and a young man. It says, all the people from every quarter, they called it to Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out to us, that we may know them. And when you know somebody, you're fucking them. They ain't know, oh, let me sit down and ask you what your favorite color is and what size shoe you wear and all that bullshit. Now in verse 6 it says, and Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters, and the daughters was virgins. I said, 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only to these men do nothing. Therefore came they under the shadow of my roof, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So these bandits, these GMOs, they were so thirsty, they tried to break the door. They tried to break in to get it. And hey, you got stuff like that going on now. So what you think? And it's on a way higher level than it was back then. So what you think the Most High gonna do to this place? It's all in the scriptures. Now verse 10 said, but the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door, and they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find a door. So these niggas were so thirsty, they really was trying to find a door. Now verse 12 it says, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters, and whosoever as in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place. And see, this ties in with the elect, because people, hear us talking about, hear a certain man talk about the judgment of Babylon. Certain men are elected to make it out of that judgment, along with their close relatives, family, or whatever. But it starts with the elect, though. Now it says in verse 13, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And he ain't send no, it says angels, and he ain't send no meteors or no meteorites like this say right here. Let me go back to it. That's why you gotta read that book. See, he saw a lot to your ass and tell you some shit like this. Like it's something in the news right now too. Talking about it's another asteroid headed towards the Earth, man. Yeah, all right. But read on some more. It says, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seen as one that mocketh unto his sons-in-law. And see, hey, I'm sure you got family members, you tell them about certain stuff, like do this and do that. So the Most High put the hedge of protection around you, because what's about to come to this place, you don't want to take that judgment. They look at you like, nigga, who you supposed to be, and what make you so special, and oh, you must be reading the books, or you be watching a video, whatever little scoffing shit they be saying. But when that judgment come, them same motherfuckers, they gonna be trying to reach out some type of way and get in touch. And shit, hey, stuff might not be working like that. Phones might not be working like that. Internet, they already been fucking with the internet. All it takes is for Esau to really pull that plug, and then they really can mess stuff up. Because a lot of stuff is connected to the internet. Banks, medical information. What else? Other means of communication. The list goes on. Anyway, verse 15 it says, and when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. While he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Allah said unto him, oh, not so, my Lord, behold, now thy servant hath found grace in the sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in the saving of my life. And I could not escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. And he said unto him, see, I have said to thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for thee which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou become thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. And this right here, let me go to another precept too. Let's bring this to mind right here, with the angels holding the 4 winds. And this is what's going on now. So when the elect get sealed and they let that wind go, it's a wrap for whoever ain't part of that number. I don't want to rock I say it all the time. I don't want to rock I'm a part of that number, because hey, I can see this shit clearly what's about to happen. That's why sometimes I keep to myself a lot. I don't really talk to too many people. I maneuver a certain way because I see what's coming, man. It's like, say, okay, you look up in the sky and you see a big ass shelf cloud coming. You know the rain coming. So it's the same thing with these prophecies right here. You see it clear as day. Now the book of Revelation chapter 7 and verse 1 it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel sitting from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And it just goes on to talk about the elect. So the elect is being sealed day by day. That's why you see more stuff unfolding. More information about the leaks coming out. You got more whistleblowers. Now I'll make another video. I don't want to rush this out. They weigh on my spirit to make that. But got a lot of whistleblowers. Volcanoes going off. Another earthquake just hit and killed a bunch of people in another region of the world. I'll try to slide that in another lesson. Different type of cyclones and different storms. The list goes on, man. Signs in the sun, the moon, the stars. Everything is popping off back to back to back. Wars and rumors of wars. Like with the stuff going on with Taiwan and China. The stuff going on with the EU. Let me go back to where I was at, the book of Genesis. Book of Genesis, chapter 19 still. Verse 24 says, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. He overthrew these cities. And this is not talking about no meteors and no meteorites. Esau like to play and say that's what it is. But this is actually nuclear. And then I'm going to go to the actual clip if I can find it quick enough, because I don't want to stretch this out too much. But this was actually a nuclear fight. The Most High used the angels to split those atoms. That's why he sent them to destroy it, and I sent no meteors to destroy it. God says that he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But what happened? And this is another thing too. You have to get it in your mind too. Some of the women you may be dealing with or whatever, they not with none of this. They ain't with none of this biblical stuff, and they want to keep progressing and dwelling in Babylon. They want this place to go on another 50 fucking years. Just like Lot's wife. That's why she looked back. Verse 26 it said, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Now, I don't go into full detail what exactly happened with. If you know anything about nuclear fire, the only reason why